Oh, right edge.
There we go.
Beauty.
We're here with Nick Arthur, Club Performance Specialist, talking about the importance of putter fitting. You work with tour pros, but the average consumer, the average golfer can benefit from this as well, right?
For sure, yeah. More so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
totally.
one of those lost things in golf, too, that a lot of people look at this and say it's a flat piece of metal.
Yeah.
It's really me that's the problem. But there's so much that goes into this that can impact our arc, our swing, impact, that we're going to take a look at today, right?
Yeah, we're going to look at the same exact data that I would look at with any of my touring staff, any of my college players, any of my elite amateurs. But this is just as important. I mean, there's people playing golf for a living where they're going to look at this data, but there's no reason why an amateur can't find a place to go get fit where they can get the same type of data. It can really help them improve their strokes on the green. And if you want to take money from your buddies on the weekend, that's the way you're going to do it.
100%.
It's not going to be driving the ball 300 yards. It's going to be making more putts.
Yeah.
And I can tell people how to do that, and your local fitter can tell you how to do that.
That's right. All right, so I made that putt, and
Yeah.
you mentioned elite amateurs, so
Yeah.
I qualify for that.
We'll give you a waiver.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
so
slide you in there.
Based on this data, that was just one putt. The fitting process is gonna be way longer than what we're gonna do, but we're gonna kind of make it concise, simplify it a little bit. Based on that
Sure.
one putt, what are we looking at here?
Well, it's interesting you said elite because there are a couple numbers actually that are so elite that it might have been just pure luck. Okay, so the first number is, if you look at the lower left-hand corner, that's kind of the first place I'm going to start.
Okay.
Just because, and that's your face angle at impact, because if you screw that up, nothing else matters.
Right.
I don't care how pure you roll the ball if you're rolling it a foot offline. So we want to make sure that number is good. That's going to tell me about your technique, obviously, but it's going to tell me about whether the putter in your hands has the right hosel configuration, has the right amount of torque, that it's matching with the way you're naturally swinging the putter, what your technique is to deliver the face to square. Because if that's not happening, the rest of the stuff is not as important.
Sure.
So we see an actual blue number up there. You can see how small that number is, right? It's a
Yeah.
0.0 something.
Yep.
That's blue means better than tour. So when you see green up there,
Can
that's
you say? Hold on. Can you say that?
yeah. You want to repeat that?
Yeah.
Or, right? Yeah, sure. So that was outstanding. It means you scored the face up to a very tight angle. In other words, let me put it this way: you're assuming the putt was straight and the green was rolling relatively well, you would have made it out to 25 feet with that number, right?
Okay.
Because that's how small that face angle number is.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing we like, if we slide all the way across to the right side of the screen, we see another blue number there, and that is what's called club twisting. Now, club twisting is not how the club rotates before it hits the ball. It's what happens to the club when it strikes the ball.
Okay.
So if you hit it on the toe or the heel, okay, that'll obviously rotate the face. There's some deflection of the club, but we're seeing with you, we have essentially no deflection of the club. That means you hit it solid. So you hit a square face and you hit it solid. Those are arguably the two most important numbers there are.
Okay.
But in terms of looking, so that you made a great putt essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, you made a great stroke.
Yeah.
Now, the other numbers in terms of whether the putter fits you or not. Obviously, face angle is important because it showed me that with that putter you can square the face. But the thing that I don't like as much, if you look at next to the face angle on the lower left again, you see lie angle, and you can see how the toe's sitting up in the air.
Yep.
And so all putters have some amount of loft. And then if we also then pull the toe up, we're complicating what's happening.
Right.
So even though you made the putt, if I had a putter that was that toe up, assuming you had relatively normal posture angles, your eyes were kind of over the top of the ball, then you wouldn't do as well with a putter that was set up that way than if it was level to the ground.
Yep.
So that's one of the fitting things we would look at to make sure the putter's set up better for you.
Sure.
I would want a putter that has a flatter lie angle, so it's just more level. And here's where we're going to start to get into we're going to peel the onion and go a little deeper this time.
Yep.
If you look at the upper right-hand corner, that's what the golf ball is doing as far as the launch angle of the golf ball, because believe it or not, putts are supposed to launch vertically a small amount.
Right.
And the rotation.
Okay.
So in a perfect world, the ball would launch upwards slightly between 1 and 2 degrees. That's a really good window to be at. Because the ball comes to rest, it weighs 45 grams, it's going to sit into a low spot, it's going to sit into a depression. And what you do not want to happen is you don't want the club, the face to come down and hit the ball and be squeezed between the ground and the face.
Sure.
Because then you got two players in that game, right? You have what you did, then you have the ground pushing on the ball. We don't want that. We want you, if you miss the putt, we want it to be your fault.
Right.
So you want the putter to come in and actually lift the ball out of that depression. But as you do it, here's the tricky part. The ball is launching vertically, but you're trying to put topspin on it as you do it. So it's like a topspin forehand in tennis.
Sure.
You are not doing that.
I am not doing that.
Right. So this is where you have become less elite, if that's a way to put it. So your launch angle is about 4 degrees and change. So it's a little bit higher than we want. Now that's a better mistake to make than driving it into the ground.
Sure.
But nevertheless, it's a mistake. It's not optimum. Your ball would take quite a ways to roll. You're in the 24 inches before zero skid up to 24 inches, which is the very bottom black number there.
Okay.
most pros would have this ball rolling true across the green in like 16 inches,
Okay.
right? So for 8 inches, your ball is still skipping and dancing and bouncing around.
Yeah.
And we want it to roll sooner than that. And the other thing is you're actually, the number below the launch angle up there, the other red number, you're actually spinning it backwards. So in truth, when we put the camera on it, you're actually hitting a miniature chip shot.
Oh, wow.
Now there is a bit of good news here.
Yeah.
What happened was you took our new putter, the square to square, which has 3 degrees of shaft lean built into it,
Yep.
and you did your normal thing, and
yep.
you need to actually lean the handle forward
Yeah.
to make that putter operate the way it's supposed to. Now, if it turned out that that was uncomfortable, we can always bend the shaft back.
Sure.
But from a starting point, we want you to hit a putt where you let the handle go forward, which is the way it's designed,
Right.
to deliver a more true loft that would get that launch angle down
Yeah.
and create more topspin. So I want you to hit one more just for giggles.
Yeah.
But this time, here's a good way to think about this putter.
Yep.
Is that when you set up to it, you want to forward press the handle until you can't see white on the face. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try that.
Okay.
See if we still get good things happening with the lower numbers, and then see if we can get the ball rolling a little sooner.
All right. I love it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna lean this until I see
Yeah,
no
till you
more
can't
white.
can't see any white. Yeah,
Okay.
even if you feel like the ball needs to come back, whatever's comfortable to get that shaft more forward. Okay, awesome. Wow. All right. Did you practice before you came?
I did not. No.
Well, gosh, that's impressive again. So the one thing, just to before we look at the stuff that's good, let me get mad at you again.
Okay.
So second one over. Again, it's not really your fault though. It's just your fit is
Yeah.
that putter sits too upright for you. So it just
Yep.
doesn't fit what you're doing.
Sure.
So that's one adjustment we'd make for sure. That's a no-brainer. That's easy. The other thing we looked at is you didn't get blue numbers with the face angle and the hit location, but you got green.
Mm-hmm.
So green is tour range. One of the things that's important for me, even if someone can't do it consistently, I want to see a pretty square face and a pretty solid strike, because those things also tell me dynamically what's going to happen with the vertical part, like the
Okay.
dynamic lofting. Like if someone's face is way open and they whiff it off the end of the toe, that puts a lot of loft on the club, so the ball bounces up.
Sure.
Like that's not telling me the true loft of the putter. They mishit it, and I'm looking at something that happened because of like a missed strike.
Sure.
So I know I'm getting green with the strike, I'm getting green with the face angle, so now I can comfortably look up at the upper right-hand corner and go, okay, let's look at the ball roll, now that you're setting up the way that putter's designed to set up, and now you see everything turn green.
Yeah.
So the launch angle comes down in 4 and change to between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You had backspin on the putt, and
Yep.
now you have forward spin. Those numbers with the golf ball, all green, low side spin, a lot of forward spin with an optimum launch window, all my tour pros would be really happy with those numbers.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Now, can you read a green? Is really that's the next question, because you're doing so well. It's like I don't believe you're a 7 handicap anymore. I feel like you're sandbagging me or something.
I can't read a green. My father's a PGA professional. He calls me the best worst putter he's ever seen.
Yeah,
So-
we're not playing this weekend against each other. You can tell me the truth.
Yeah, no, I promise you. That's usually how it goes. But this shows you how important it is to get fit for putters, because one small tweak, one small change in your game can help you with putters.
Can make a huge difference.
Yeah.